Hi guys, this is Oliver and I. This is your
Hey
third one.
guys, just wanted to give you a quick update that essentially finally got the new book done. It's up on Amazon. You can see the title here on the screen. Yeah, How to Get a Job, Information Technology Fast. Basically, an IT worker survival guide. A lot of things we've talked about in the first two videos, both the basic and advanced version. Really, kind of gets into everything from, realizing, you want a job in IT. Maybe you've identified, not necessarily IT. This can be really applicable to I think any career change, any job search, any direction you're possibly thinking about going. But then you kind of just substitute the IT parts out. Anyhow, yeah, this it's a book, really a kind of a guide. It's not super long. It really goes into again the basic advanced stuff. Just identifying you're making a career change, and really kind of how to go about it. It kind of helps you navigate that world, that change. Which can be fairly traumatic in your life if you've never had to make a career change, so to speak. Some people have to make it because they're kind of forced to. Maybe they get injured. Maybe they're, military, law enforcement, or something, and they get injured, and then they're forced into a new direction in their life. That's this book's geared to not only people like that, or maybe you just came out of college and you're kind of searching for your first job. Maybe you went to college for IT, like CIS or things of that nature. Maybe programming or certain specific career paths. This guide is geared towards you as well. Maybe you just don't know what that first step is, how to kind of put yourself out there, and that's we get into all that resume building. First and foremost, getting out to sites like dice.com is one that I recommend. I've worked with for many years that I've had success with, and you might too. And again, the guide kind of gets into that. It's more of a kind of goes over what we've already talked about many times here, but it gives you something tangible to kind of carry away and reference back to. Not only kind of kicking your career off, or maybe you're down the road and you have to make a change. Maybe you're working in a place and you're just ready to make the jump. It's for you too. So it takes you through those steps. Resume building, actually getting out and searching in the job field, in the workplace, if you will, through Dice and others. I mean, you can use Monster, and there's many others you can use to see what's out there and see what's maybe you're lacking in your own career path. Maybe there's some skills. Maybe you're a programmer and you need to get Python underneath your belt. You start looking at some of these positions out there, and you realize that that's one you need, and so that'll help you identify that, help you get out there, and maybe you need to get some training before you ever try and make the jump. Maybe you realize that, and before you get it on the resume, you want to get that training behind you, and maybe you haven't quit your job yet. Maybe you've just identified you need to move on to something else, and you have time to do that. And that's a great thing about looking around out there. See, every day it's, especially IT, the way things are right now, especially things are constantly changing from the standpoint of new technologies come about, and a lot of times you don't know that until you actually search out there to see what employers are looking for, what's in demand. And even before it's possible, even before you have your resume built, and it's probably a great idea to really do that, is to take a look what's out there, kind of take a step back, realize what training you may need to go through to help you get to that spot, that next position, or even to kind of rebuild your resume, or maybe you've never written a resume and you kind of need to do it from scratch. This guide will help you there too. But then, yeah, the next steps, once you've identified things, you kind of got everything together resume wise, you know what you're going after is really start, submitting to these different positions, and go at it as if it's, a job. Maybe you're not working and this really is your job. This is something you need to work at, I don't know, 8 hours a day possibly, and it can turn into that if you're searching and rebuilding a resume, and the whole plethora of things involved with kind of repositioning yourself in the market, if you will. It's a fair amount of work. Don't let anybody tell you that it's easy to find a new position, to start a new career. It's work, but in the long run, it's worth it. And especially if you're in IT this day and age, there's and this is really in the United States, but I'm sure other countries are like this. But this guide, this is kind of geared for the United States. But there's a lot of work right now, 2019 mid-year. So it's a good time if you're considering making a change. Things kind of ebb and flow in the IT world. I've been doing it for, pains me to say, over 20 years now. But that's why I feel like I'm qualified to kind of speak about it. But as many positions that I've gotten over the years, and seen how the industry kind of flows back and forth. You'll have times where it's in the employer's advantage, where they can basically set the price, and they have a lot of people to choose from, and it's tougher to get a job, and right now we're kind of the other way. It's more in the the employee's advantage, the person being hired, because there is so much work, and it just makes it that much better to actually find something, and possibly make a jump pay wise too. So it'll go back again around the other way, and you always want to be prepared. You always want to have your resume ready, have your kind of your ducks in a row. Do an occasional job search throughout your time at your work, and even if you're happy with it, just at a minimum to see what skills you maybe need to catch up on. And there's other ways to do that too. I mean, you can go to your different Microsoft training, and maybe there's some Linux training, and Python training, things like that. Websites that you can frequent, and just make sure that your developer training, that type of thing, infrastructure groups you can join to make sure you're up to speed with things. And that's a good thing too, because you can network with other people, and they can identify other areas that they may be getting additional training in and getting up to speed. So there's many different ways to go about it, but the main thing is just to hang in there. Check out our guide if you feel like you need it, and we'll see you guys next time.